Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Stevens, the only platform where you get amazing content at the comfort of your home. So today we show you how to decorate a salted caramel cake using a vanilla sponge from the beginning to the end. So if you are new here, kindly subscribe, like and share, and also comment down below. Tell us what you think about our content. So I hope you stay until the end. So what you do first, we need to cut this cake into two so that we can have 4 parts that we are going to ice to get 4 layers of our cake. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, we started by trimming off the upper part of the cake so that we can get a flat top, though which it's not what we are going to use, and you can always flatten your cake using your buttercream. So for this cake you are going to use 2 sponge cakes, as you can see from the video. So once we're done with that, you want to clean the table of the excess cake crumbs. So we cut into 2 the second cake so that we can continue with the decoration. So finally our table is clean. So we are going to soak the cake slices using the vanilla and sugar syrup that we earlier made. The recipe will be coming on later on. We'll give you a detailed recipe of how to make a sugar syrup for cake soaking. So you want to give it as much soaking as possible. This prevents the cake from drying up once it's been iced. So as you can see from our video, we are using a cake turntable, which is not necessary if you don't have one. So the first part of our decoration, we are going to mix our caramel sauce with buttercream. We have our buttercream recipe as well as caramel recipes in the description below. So kindly just look at the recipes and yeah. So you want to give the buttercream a very good fold so that everything can incorporate together. You can already see from the video the buttercream is looking really nice. So we're going to continue the next part of the video. So what we like doing, we like to be generous with the buttercream as well as our cakes. So as you can see, you want to flatten it nicely without disturbing the cake. You don't have to be perfect with the inside. What you just need to do is give it a good spread and then place the next layer and the next. So you could decide to use the caramel sauce on its own as a filling, but that's all up to the cake decorator's choice. So for me, I love it this way because the buttercream and the caramel have infused in together and let alone into the cake, and the cake comes out so beautiful. So once you are done with the inner slices, on the top slice you want to apply another coat that will also prevent the cake crumbs from appearing on top of your cake. So salted caramel cake is one of the biggest asked by clients, and this especially is a kid's birthday, so I'm going to give it a retro twist. So as you can see, I am cutting off the edges. I want to make it a little bit smaller so that it can fit into a 1 kg baking tin, where I'm going to fill it with the Jerry crystals mixture, which is often used in hotels to make fruit jellies for desserts. The cake is coming out very well, just as intended. So I'm happy with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply another coat to keep the cake crumbs in, so that it does not appear on our cake when we are done with the decorations. I think this is going very well. You almost can't tell that the cake had been trimmed off, and I'm really happy with the progress of my cake. So we want to get that excess butter, and so you have to run your spatula or the palette knife around the cake very smoothly so that you can get that excess butter. So cake has been sitting in the fridge for 30 minutes. So we are applying the upper coat and the final coat of this cake. So before we go to the next step of the decoration, so at this point you want to make sure that you get clear edges and have a smooth finish of the cake. Yeah. So to deal with the edges, you need to scrap off the buttercream from the inside, from the outside to the inside. That's usually give you a very nice edges. And if the edges do not, come out very well, so you need to get more buttercream and try to do it all again. So one hack that you can do for cake decoration if you want to get smooth cakes is use old Visa cards. You can also use playing cards that are used in poker. They usually give you a very smooth finish of the cake. So as I told you earlier, you want to scrap off the buttercream from the outside to the inside so that you can get very smooth edges of the cake. So the reason I'm applying more buttercream on the top of the cake is because I want to have those smooth edges and corners. So what you do, you have to add more buttercream from the side, but you want to raise them above the top so that you can scrap them off and get that smooth edges. So another hack you can use for this, for the edges, is you can let the cake set in the fridge for some few minutes, and when the buttercream is dry, you can just cut it using a turning knife. You cut off the excess butter, and the edges will be very neat, and the cake will just look so awesome. But this is just the basic way you can get your clean edges of a cake. So you can see me getting to do the final touches with a card that will give me a very smooth finish on the top of the cake as well as the edges. The cake already looks beautiful from this angle, so keep it with me. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, share, and also comment down below. So what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to put jelly crystals, and then I'm going to add icing sugar so that I can give them a little bit more of sweetness. And yeah, so adding hot water, very hot water, and you can add enough, and then if it's not to the consistency that you want, you can add much more later on. So it's now thoroughly mixed, so I'm going to add a little of my green coloring. So the jelly crystals are a strawberry red, and I've added a blue color, which is going to change my crystals to green coloring. So the cake has been settling in the fridge, and I've flipped it out upside down. So I'm going to do that inside the baking tin, so that I can be able to pour in the jelly mix gently. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first insert the pjmasks edible print gently, and also make an extension of a cake pan using 2 acetate papers that I had already cut. So I will use a palette knife to keep my edible print in place as I pour in the jelly crystals mixture. Then I'm going to let it cool down before removing the acetate paper. So our cake is done. So I'm going to use a 3M a nozzle and piping bag to pipe some buttercream on the top of the cake. So earlier on I had already made some caramel decoration, so that's what I'm going to garnish it on top with, as you can see in the video. The cake is starting to appear very beautiful. Wow. So at this point I'm going to return the edible print that I had earlier removed when I was chilling the cake, since the edible print usually absorb moisture and it's not advisable to store it in the fridge or chiller. So you can see our complete cake, completely done, and that's how our salted caramel vanilla cake looks like. Wow. So we have reached the end of this video. I'm happy with the results. Our salted caramel cake is finally done. So if you're happy to, share your joy with me on the comment box down below, and also share with your friends and invite them to subscribe, like, and also share with their friends. Thank you for watching.